Welcome to Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. My name is CT. It's Friday, February 14th, 2025. Yes, it's Friday, February 14th, 2025. And Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. It's on here every Friday for the last about 4 months, non-stop. Basically, we don't miss any Fridays on here for Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. It's February 14, 2025. If you're celebrating today, hopefully you have a good one. We're going to get right into it. Quick introduction. Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. We pick odds, NFL, NBA, and soccer. No odds under 2.5. High risk, high reward. And we're going to start basically with the weekend. Quick side note, no longer any NFL. The Super Bowl is over. The Philadelphia Eagles basically came in and whooped their ass off the Kansas City Chiefs, and we have a Super Bowl champion, and it's the Philadelphia Eagles. Congratulations to Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Carter, and the superb defense for the Philadelphia Eagles that got that done, and the offense as well, and the Philadelphia Eagles organization for being the 2025 Super Bowl champs. So for the NFL, that will be all in terms of Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is for this NFL season. A recap will be coming on later on this episode for Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. And for the NBA All-Star Weekend comes up here this weekend. And there'll be no NBA picks for this Friday. It's going great for the NBA. We're going to do a recap of that as well. We're going to be back next week, Friday, with picks for the NBA. A little mid-season break for the NBA here, getting to the stretch run, teams positioning themselves, either getting out of contention completely or playing for a championship in the NBA. So we're going to start with soccer for the weekend of February 14th, 2025. I'm going to have two Premier League games here. Did have a little Premier League break here for a week. Had the FA Cup in England, so there were no Premier League games last weekend. Everton, beautiful Merseyside derby between Everton and Liverpool. Last minute drama, end of game brawl at the end there, and we're back with Premier League weekends here. We're gonna have two games here: Manchester United at home versus Manchester United away from home versus Tottenham, and also Man City at home versus Newcastle. Two games from Premier League and four games from the German Bundesliga. Let's get right into it. Gonna go try to make explain this a little bit. Tottenham versus Manchester United. Tottenham is at home. Manchester United is away from home. These are two teams that have been playing below expectations. I don't expect much from them. They're basically around the same position in the league. Manchester United 29 points, 13th position. Tottenham 27 points, 14th position. Tottenham is at home. For me, it's a draw here. I know Manchester United has a pretty good chance to win this game, but they're away from home and not a really good spot for Manchester United. So I would prefer a draw in this instance out of 3.75, 2 units. I love that. Pretty good chance that game is a stalemate between two very disappointing teams in the English Premier League. Next, Man City at home versus Newcastle. Man City struggling this season. Two teams pretty close in the table. I think fourth and fifth, Manchester City and Newcastle. Man City are favorites at home, 1.9. Newcastle 3.4 away from home. It should be more for Newcastle, right? Draw here has the most value at out of 4.33. The draw will be good, but I'm going against Manchester City here, playing in Europe, playing losing to Real Madrid at home. That might take a little bit of emotional energy for them. Newcastle, well rested coming into this game, might be away from home, but they have a pretty good chance. I say Newcastle has a chance to win this game out of 3.4 and to score over 2.5 goals. Alexander Isak could have a good game here as well, out of 5. 2 units. And then to the German Bundesliga, we got Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich, the big game. Bayer Leverkusen currently second and 8 points behind Bayern Munich. They're underdogs at home out of 3. I like Bayern Leverkusen to win this game. Desperate a little bit to cover the gap in the Bundesliga. You got Bayern Munich playing away from home at Scotland versus Celtics. They have an 8-point lead. Might be a little bit feeling a little comfortable in this game. Have a little edge here that they can actually slip up and still win the title. high scoring game, possibly. Bayern Munich has not been playing great defense. They do have a good offense. You got Harry Kane, Michael Olise, Jamal Musiala. So I say both teams combined for 4.5 goals out of 4.5. Bayer Leverkusen to win the game out of 3. In that game, next game, Bochum at home versus Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund, considerable favorites away from home. They played in Europe as well. Won comfortably away from home. I say a high scoring game between the bottom team here in the German league, Bochum, to score both teams combined for over 4.5 goals. Thinking about this, do I think Dortmund can score 4 goals? Possibly, but they're coming from Europe. They could concede some goals. I don't think they score 4 unreplied goals, so I like 4.5 goals. Alternative goals also 5.5 out of 8, 1 unit as well. Next game, Heidenheim versus Mainz. Mainz favored away from home out of 2. Mainz is the better team against Heidenheim. Heidenheim has struggled all season. They did play in the Conference League, I think, in Europe as well. That's not a good sport. Mainz is a better team. They're away from home. Heidenheim has struggled all year. At the bottom, fighting for relegation in the German Bundesliga. I said Mainz comes away from home here, wins by more than 1 goal out of 3.75, 3 units, possibly win over 2-goal gap. 1 unit out of 8, score over 2.5 goals out of 4, and score over 3.5 goals out of 11, 1 unit. And finally, German Bundesliga as well, Werder Bremen at home versus Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim struggling, Werder Bremen at home doing pretty well, out of 1.9 at home favored. Taking a big shot here, 1 unit, score over 3.5 at home for Werder Bremen out of 6.5. Werder Bremen is not a really high scoring team, but where Hoffenheim is also struggling immensely. So that will be all the picks mainly for the week, only in soccer. The NBA comes back next week. We're done with the NFL, and we end up with a positive season in the NFL. So I'm going to recap the NFL first and pretty much talk about that. The Super Bowl recap, Philadelphia Eagles won the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. 46 before 2 late touchdowns by Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Jalen Hurts had 1 rushing touchdown, not the 2 we wanted. So that over 1.5 touchdowns didn't come through. They ran ragged on the Eagles. On the Kansas City Chiefs, that's Jalen Hurts had over 70 yards rushing with a touchdown. 1 unit there did not come through for the season. There should be a drum roll for this. Positive 20.35 units in the NFL. The NFL is pretty difficult coming up 20 units ahead. Considering last season, I think it was a negative in the NFL. The NFL is pretty tough. So that's actually really good. Excited about that. The NFL is done. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champions, stopping the Kansas City Chiefs from a tripit for that. So excellent season. I'll put your money where your mouth is in the NFL. And a recap from last week for soccer. Just had 1 game. Atletico Madrid going away from home against Real Madrid. I thought it would be a tight game. Thought Atletico Madrid could give them a tough game and score 2 goals. It ended as a draw, but Atletico Madrid did not score the 2 goals we needed. Negative 2 units. Still a positive 49. 5-6 in soccer. It's going to be a very busy week this week. Trying not to go a lot negatives and stay in the positive side for soccer. And then finally, NBA recap from last week. San Antonio Spurs at the Charlotte Hornets. Spurs went away from home, could not win the Charlotte Nuggets team that was severely injured. Lost 116-117. First half 50-62 in favor of the Charlotte Hornets. Nothing came through for San Antonio on there. Cleveland Cavaliers at the Washington Wizards. Huge favorites away from home. But Cleveland Cavaliers, they won 134-124. Did not cover the 17 or more. First half lost 64-67, but was a really high scoring game at the end of the game. Scored 134 points. Went over the 133 needed on the team total for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And in total now for the NBA, we got positive 96.6. A couple rough weeks, a little break here with the All-Star break. Coming back next week with the NBA. So that'll be it for this episode, February 14th, Valentine's Day kind of edition of Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. If you like anything here, if you want to keep following it, when it comes to Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is, you never know the week that's the boom week, and some weeks are just the bust week. So you want to keep an eye on it. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions about this, what you disagree with, what you agree with. I would be very interested to know about it. My name is CT. Peace.